welcome back to my channel. This is Flosstube number 160, and as you can see, I have a friend with me here today. Please forgive any shenanigans that happen, any flubs. I have no notes. We have piles of stuff. We're just going to be winging this, so I'll say right up the beginning, forgive any mess-ups. This is Maria. Maria is my friend who we have been collaborating on the Christmas projects for the past couple years. Maria, I think I mentioned in my last video that she was going to be coming for a visit. This is actually her last day. She leaves tomorrow, and she has been helping me make strawberries. And various and sundry other things, because she likes sewing machines and I don't. So glad you are here.
I'm glad to be here.
We've had a good week.
It has been a blast. It's been so much fun.
We've done shopping, we've done crafting, we've done visiting, we've done giggling. I think Maria didn't realize how quiet I really am. But you know, it's good for getting stuff done.
Oh, and so she didn't know how quiet I was either.
We're a perfect couple. Our husbands are also like us,
yes.
So we're all perfect for each other. So our collaboration this year was Silver Bells. You're taking yours home with you tomorrow, right?
I'm planning on it, unless you're going to keep it.
Let's not forget that. So her stitching was on 36 count stone washed by Under the Sea, and mine was 36 count or 40 count.
36.
36? Okay.
At least that's what she told me.
This is why I have her around. She remembers things. 36 count Anye by Under the Sea. And of course, we also have the bag. Now, there are still some of these available, right?
Yes, there are a few left.
The set comes with the bag and floss rings. I'm not going to get all this out. Zipper pull, scissor fob, thread bed, needle minder.
Oh, yeah.
And the pattern.
Right.
And then you can add on
fabric and threads.
And the threads are mostly over dyed with a couple of DMC.
Correct.
So, and I will post, of course, the link below. It's all on her website. So I will be posting the link below for those of you who might be interested in checking this out. Now, I did want to add, brilliant stitcher, designer, Emily Call. Her design name is Salt and Pepper Stitching. Instagram, salt.pepper.stitching. I think I'll put all that below. Right. She got this at Stitch West, and she decided that she's going to take, and I think I did mention this in my video last time, but she's going to take each bell separate and make them into ornaments. And she has completed one, this one here. Yeah, so brilliant idea. I love that. So, we have been working mostly on, during the day, on future design releases of mine. I will show you one. Mostly I'm not going to show you, but like I said, Maria came to help me with strawberries. And so this is...
That's not the only reason I came.
No, she wanted to experience the cold weather.
Yes.
And we are very obliging here. Let's see. I think we're up to 23 degrees today. It's going down into, it says 14 tonight, but I think it'll be colder. So Maria, I think, is looking forward to going back to Dallas.
Of course, it's still cold there, but not as cold.
Yeah, it's cold for Dallas. So this is the Samplings of Lace Winterberry. It does have 2 pillows to go with it. I am not going to show you those, mostly because those are not finished yet. The stitching's finished. They're about ready to be stuffed.
Finished, yeah.
So we're getting there. But anyways, so Maria, as always, a beautiful job with the sewing. So that's just a little glimpse of that one. I want to talk to you about another new design. So you know I did the Peace Christmas candles, and that has been released. A friend of mine suggested that I might want to tweak that a little bit and make a Jewish rendition for that, the Hanukkah celebrations. And so I did, and that will be coming out on Hoffman Distributor on Friday, and I will be putting it on my Etsy store as a PDF next week. So this is that design. This is called Hanukkah Lights. And while I know it is not the traditional menorah setup, I hope it is still something that perhaps you will use to bring a little light and a little of the Hanukkah spirit into your home. So that is ready to go, and I am very happy with how that turned out. It was model stitched by Jen Alderman. She is Backcountry Stitching on Instagram. She actually talked to me at Stitch West, and I had started to design it at that point. I hadn't finished it. I had started to design it, and she talked to me about it, and she, actually, I think I asked her if she would be interested in model stitching it for me, and she was, and she did a beautiful job. It is all charted in DMC. She stitched it on 32 count light sand by Zweigert, and I'm just thrilled with it, and she loved it, and
It looks really
I'm
pretty.
really happy with it. So let's see, what other design stuff do I have going on? I am working on stitching Carolyn's Balloons Winter, and
It's
that
really
is
pretty.
that is a rush to the finish line, as most of the things seem to be these days, mostly because I am heading to my father-in-law's on Friday, and I would like to have things done enough so I can take pictures before we leave, so I can work on getting PDFs together and stuff out to everybody. So that, I've also started charting my next reproduction sampler. It is another Spanish one, and it's another Antonia. Maria has been helping me with, yeah, it must be a popular Spanish name, or it just happens to be the ones on the samplers I'm getting. Maria has been helping me with color choices on that, and yeah, I'll be starting to stitch that while we're in Phoenix. It is charted in Vicki Clayton Silk with both a conversion to overdyed flosses and DMC. So lots on my design plate.
And it's gorgeous. It's
And if you
really
remember the
pretty.
French sampler that I showed you a few videos ago, Maria and I spent some time
Yeah, that's right.
working on the colors for that.
Oh, and that one's going to be fun.
It's going to be charted in NPI with a conversion to DMC, and there's a lot of color on that.
There's a lot of colors
There's
on
a
it.
lot of color. So that's kind of the design world. I don't think I've forgotten anything.
I think that's everything.
Okay. You can see we're kind of in a different room. I'm in my work room today instead of the stitching room because there's more room here.
Yeah, there's more room for me to work here.
Yeah. So we've been working in here and decided this would be the place for the video today. So, okay. Would you like to show what you've been working on here? Besides all this stuff for me,
Yeah,
your stitching that you've been working on.
I haven't been doing, my goal has been to at least finish this project. Of course, I've had a lot of different projects on my list this year, but this one I put the date in at the beginning of the year, and so it has to be done. So
I just don't know how that works.
yeah, it's like I'm not going to take it out, so
No.
it's got to finish 2022.
You're going to get it done.
And this is the Savior's Praise. I don't have the original. I can't see.
Okay,
so
come
you're
over
gonna have
here a little bit more. Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
This is a Savior's Praise that I started back on my birthday in 2019. It is stitched on 36 count CFOG by R&R with most of the called for DMCs and Weeks Dye Works. I did change the color of the grass and trees, but don't ask me what I used. English Ivy, and I think I can't remember the other one. Oh well, it'll
Isn't
come
it
to me at some
gorgeous?
point. But
There is so much going on in this sampler. It's amazing.
I had an idea that I would finish it, but yeah, there's a lot of little bits and pieces. And it's been fun to see all the little things come alive, like all the little bees and stuff. I don't know if you can see those or not. But there's little bees, and I finished the ship.
And I love all the little words in the border.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
This is a pattern by Shakespeare's Peddler. And
We did stitch all day on Sunday with the hopes that that would get her to her goal, but even that wasn't enough.
I still have 2 borders and a little bit But most of the top is done. So it's just, I've got some initials. I've got to decide what I'm going to stitch there. So other than that,
there's just so much to see in this.
It's
I mean,
really
every time you
pretty.
look at it, you see something,
Something
different.
different.
Like there's a little snake or something over
Mm-hmm.
here.
Yeah. It's really cool. If you ever have the opportunity.
And there's a little anchor on the boat.
Yeah.
Or is that a fishing hook?
Oh, it's
That's
an anchor, I think.
I don't know whether you can see that there in the water. It's so clever. So clever.
It's beautiful. I've
really
enjoyed
is.
stitching it. It's been a lot of fun.
And the fabric is just gorgeous. It's
So
beautiful.
And it got a pressing, so it looks really nice for y'all.
It's always good.
So that's been my focus piece. I brought one other one, but I really haven't worked on it since I got on the plane, I think.
Yeah, because you've been
So,
trying to get that
yeah,
done.
yeah.
So I have several to show you since the last video. So it is Black Sampler November. I'm going to dip down out of the site here because I have to pick up a pile.
She does have a pile down there.
It is Black Sampler September, and I did pull out the pomegranate sampler by Fox and Rabbit. And this is something I started last year for Black Samplers, not September, November.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I showed it to you in the last video, I had that pomegranate done at the top, but I didn't have the 2 leaves. So since I've talked to you last, I got the 2 leaves done. I got this done down here. I got that sweet bird done. He's a cheeky bird. I like birds. I have several little bird statues around the house, and we call them cheeky birds in my house for some reason, because Mike and I are kind of weird like that. But anyways, the other side mimics the bird, and there's another pomegranate here. So I don't know that this is going to get any more attention because I am pushing hard on Carolyn's Balloons Winter, and then I'll be starting to stitch that sampler, which I would like to get done in December. So that might be asking a lot. Because I do love color so much, though. Oh, I forgot one. Where is it? I don't know whether I worked on that. I think I did. On the wall there where all the things on the scroll rods are, Farewell to Anger.
Okay.
It's on the Q-snaps.
Okay.
So because Black Sampler November isn't necessarily my jam, because I do like color so much, I had to offset all the black and gray in the pomegranate sampler with some other ones. And one of them is patchwork. Now I didn't get a whole lot done on this. I only worked over here, this pale peach color over here. So a little bit, but you know, it just thrills me to pull this out and see how all the colors are blending together. And I think, like I said on my last video, I can't wait till I start moving into the blues and the greens.
I can't remember.
This one,
That's
yeah.
what I thought.
I also, on a whim, pulled out Farewell to Anger, my full coverage piece. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs. Patchwork, by the way, is done on 36 count, just antique white by Zweigert. The Fox and Rabbit, the black pomegranate, is done on Frozen by Forbidden Fiber Arts, and I think that's a 40 count. This is 25 count Lugana over 1 with the DMC. So I got these tree branches done. I got all this in between done. I filled in, there's still some empty spaces in there, but I filled in a lot of the empty spaces. I got all of this done down here. I think my goal was to get from 4% to 5%. I got close to 2,000 stitches done, and I don't think I even made 5% yet. Because full coverage, I think there's like 237,000.
Goodness.
Here, yeah, we can just
I'll
put
just
it down
say
there.
here.
So anyway, then the other thing we have to show
Oh.
is our new start. Because we can't have, you know, being together as stitchers, we can't have a week go by without a new start together, right?
That's right.
Now, do you have the picture showing?
No,
Okay, let me pull up the picture.
I have the threads. I know it's in here, but
Hold, please, as we fumble with our package. I put it someplace where I could get to it easily.
oh, here it is.
Got it?
Yeah.
It is Christmas cards by the Drawn Thread. And we saw this when we visited Shepherd's Bush on Saturday. And they had the red one done as a model. And of course we fell in love. We purchased it. We got the floss. We found fabric in my stash, in my little box of scraps.
I went shopping in her scraps.
It's the best way to do it, right? And we got started. Now, Maria's is on a mystery linen. This one didn't have a tag. It is a 32 count. And she is, you hold it a little closer. She got the border done up at the top.
Because I didn't want to take too long away. I mean, I really want to stitch it, but my goal is to finish the other one. And these are my threads.
So, and that's the conversion that Shepherd's Bush did, right? So
Right.
it's charted in NPI and Dinky dyes, but
Correct.
Shepherd's Bush converted it to the overdyed.
Right.
So that's what she got. And then I am using, again from my box of scraps, this is 40 count Legacy by Picture This Plus, and I am using Vicki Clayton silks. So that is my start on that. And the wording is over 1, but I am only doing half stitches because for those of you that have been around for a while, you might remember Grace Quaker's sampler, the one that was done on the pink fabric in grays and a red. That had some over 1, and I did, and that was a 40 count, and I had done full crosses on that one.
Right.
And it was just way too tight. So I remembered that lesson for this, so I'm only doing half crosses on this, and it is much nicer, much easier. I don't know, I'm going to take this with me to Phoenix. I don't know if I'll get any more done on it. It may be my hour a day, maybe like a palette cleanser before I jump into the sampler.
Yep.
Because I'm really hoping Carolyn's Balloons is done before we leave for Phoenix on Friday. So
Right.
that was our stitching. Where is my little, oh, let me grab this. Everything's on the floor around me. So this is you remember my little eyeglass case that I used to hold my silks for Antonia Rosselli Garcia, my other Antonia. So this has both, let's see which way I'm holding it. Here, I'm gonna hold it this way. From this green over are my threads, let's get my grammar correct, for the Drawn Thread project. And then from this red over, those are the colors for the other Antonia Spanish sampler. So, and I've talked to Vicki. She is sending me a set of her silks to give away when that is finished.
Yeah.
So, something to look forward to. That was a hard one to find fabric for.
Yeah, it was.
In fact, both Carolyn's Balloons and the other Antonia.
Right.
You would think, with the fabric stash that I have, you would really think I would have something that would work for those two, and I did not. And I put in multiple orders, which you will be seeing soon. All right, what shall we talk about next?
I don't know. Do you want to talk about your haul first, or do you want to talk about...
I think that's all the stitching, so yeah, let's move on. You have your haul handy,
I have
right?
my haul handy.
Let me show you first some gifts.
Oh, okay.
So, Maria is an expert sewist.
No, I'm not.
Yes, she is. Compared to me, honey, she brought me gifts.
I did.
This,
It was fun.
I just adore this little bag. It's like a little pouch. I don't know, what do you call it? It has an open bottom. She's done quilting on it, all the different fabrics.
That was fun to make.
It is adorable, beautifully finished with the zipper, the little tabs.
And I had to include a zipper
Beautiful,
pull.
of course. Look how pretty this zipper pull is with the bead and the snowflake. Now this happens to be just about big enough to hold my thread bag. So you know I like these long tux bags, and these are actually the over-dyed flosses for the next Antonia. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful little pouch.
It was fun. I had a lot of fun just coming up with the pattern, and not the pattern. The pattern is actually a Moda pattern that I got at my local quilt shop. And because I wanted to do something different, this was kind of a palette cleanser for me from bag making. So it was a nice change.
You make a ton of bags for the store you work at in
I do.
Arlington? Yeah, and you have like a list of things you have to make when you get home because you're working with the yarn shop too.
I
there.
do. I have some that I'm making for my local yarn shop, or one of them. And then I also have some bags still listed in my shop that I put up not too long ago.
Okay, and I'll have that link below with the
Yeah.
silver bells and your other things. Yeah. So that was one of the gifts. I love this. She made me this. I don't know what to call it yet. We haven't come up with a name. Portfolio is what I'm calling it. Now, when I was in Hawaii, I don't know why I went to a quilt store.
Oh, I do. You bought me some fabric.
There you go.
She bought me some fabric to make one of the Hawaiian quilt blocks.
Yeah, the applique.
Right, which I have yet to do. So.
Details. But while I was there, my eye fell on, fat quarters. They have the rolls, so nicely displayed in buckets. And, I couldn't resist. So, am I holding it?
Yes, you are.
So, you can see the owls. So this is, let me make sure I have all the bits and pieces. We have a pocket out here. We have a zippered pocket back here. And then inside, and this is what I love. Look at that huge thread bed. I'm not hitting you in the face with this.
Fine.
Thread bed, vinyl pocket for stuff, and another pocket back here. So this is a multi-project. So in this I have my Carolyn's balloons. This is the palette for Carolyn's balloons. And I love a good thread bed, so I love that. I have Carolyn's balloons in here. I have the drawn thread packet in here. I had this in here with my silks. I will be packing the fabric once I get that cut for the second Antonia in here. And this will be my nice little package going to Phoenix with me. So
hopefully it's all self-contained in there.
I think it's going to be perfect. Yeah.
So
yeah, I can't put it on my lap though because usually there's a cat on my lap.
And she was really wanting her lap the other day.
I think Sunday she spent pretty much all day.
Yeah, she did.
I was in that chair stitching and she was right.
She was not going to move.
Yeah, she's getting needier. Yeah. Well, the problem is we went away. We were in Ogden all day Saturday. And so Sunday she was like, human, you sit there. I forgot something. I didn't bring my backup fabric, my backup board to show this. So I forgot that I do have a finish, and this is Wendy's from the Heart Needle Art Black Sheep Sampler. So I did finish that. Look at that wonderful black sheep on there. I love that bottom band, that basket with the colors that I picked, basically. I just adore. I love the light blue alphabet. Like I said in the last video, I love all the specialty stitches on the different borders. So this is Wendy's from the Heart Needle Arts Black Sheep Sampler. This is stitched on 30-40 count gray by Weeks Dye Works, and I did use a conversion to Vicki Clayton silks. And I think I've said before, I won't be providing that silk conversion because some of the colors are ones that she no longer dyes. They were just ones that I had. I just pulled from what I had. But I would say Wendy usually provides the DMC conversion and over dyed floss conversion. Her original was probably stitched in Gloriana because that is her preferred silks. But if you go to Vicki Clayton and provide her the list of the over dyed flosses or the DMC, she will create a conversion for you like that.
That's right.
She is so good to work with, so quick in responding. I encourage you, if you want to work with her silks and you want to do it on this sampler, that's the perfect one to get them for. I don't remember how many colors, but maybe
5?
More than that, probably more like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So not bad. All right, so haul. Would you like to show your goodies?
Sure, I'll show my goodies.
So as I said, we went down to Shepherd's Bush on Saturday. Now, I had hoped to get, I had mentioned in my last video, I had hoped to get to Rensselaer Studio, but they are closed on Saturdays. So I actually called on Friday and talked to Amber, and she said what I could do is take my pieces down and give them to the ladies at the Bush. Love that. Give them to the ladies at the Bush, and they would get them over to them. And then we'll do an email conversation about how I want them framed. I did take Hoity Toity and Shades of Gold. I think Shades of Gold I will just have some kind of simpler frame, but Hoity Toity I will want the full amber treatment.
Yes.
With the
Yes,
matting
definitely.
and the artistry.
Definitely.
And, yeah, so it will be a while. They said they are working, when I called for the painted mats, they said they're working 9 months to a year out. And I said, they've been sitting in my closet for at least that long now,
Right.
so what's a little longer?
And I will tell you, in person, those look even better than they do on camera, and so much better than the piece that's pictured on the chart itself. But yeah, they're absolutely stunning.
Yeah, the ladies at Shepherd's
Stunning.
Bush, I had them all rolled up in like tissue paper, and they're like, "Can we look?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're sure you can look." And they're like, "Oh my goodness, it's cool. It's very cool."
So, you saw the drawn thread one, and I also got the threads while I was there because I didn't bring my
You weren't
thread
ready
stash.
for. Imagine that.
I figured, you know, I can buy them while I'm here.
Or
so
she could shop
I
in
could
my
have shopped
stash in
her
that other
stash,
room.
but oh well. So I did buy, besides the drawn thread pattern, I bought the Chessie and Me Christmas Blessing. This was one of the options that we had discussed, and we decided to go with the drawn thread piece. But there was a model there, and it was so cute.
Yeah, the drawn thread piece and this piece were side by side. And it's like, should we do this one? Should we do
Correct.
that one? Should we do this one? Should we do that one?
Let's get them both and then decide.
That's right.
And then I saw, of course, the Cardinal Kin. I had to get that one because even though I work at a LNS, you know, you never know if it's going to be gone when I get there.
That's right.
So, and Jan was buying some Gentle Art thread, and so I had to buy at least one. This is gold leaf, and I don't have any plans for it, but it's a pretty gold, and it will, I know, come and live at my house very happily.
That reminds me, I have to make sure and pack that Bothy's thread
Yes, you
kit
do.
to take with me to Phoenix because Carolyn and I are starting out there. Oh,
And then you will notice a trend. There's kind of a trend.
monkey
because-
see, monkey do.
Yeah, we're like, oh, look at that. It was
We have
fun.
similar tastes.
We do.
Very much so.
And had to get French woolens. I think this is an old pattern. Yeah,
Yeah, it
this
is.
is 2016.
And I'm really surprised that I don't already have that. It was not in my inventory, and I don't necessarily have everything in my inventory because there was a period where I wasn't
Right.
as good. So I would not be surprised if I come across another copy of that at some point.
I know I don't have it, so. And I have a lot of Plum Street.
Plum Street.
So just to commemorate my my shopping experience, I
visit to
had to
Shepherd's
buy a
Bush.
Shepherd's Bush thread keep and
Corner
corner gauge.
thingy.
Yeah, measuring thing. and needles, because whoever has enough needles. And then I bought some.
You're going to see a trend here
Yes,
as well.
you will. Only I got 36 count on this one. 36 count Chantilly cream by Lakeside.
It's really pretty.
And it is very pretty.
It's like, I don't know whether it's coming through. It might be. It has a very, like a pale pink tinge to it. Creamy pink. It's really pretty. And of course, it's Lakeside.
I'm just looking forward to stitching on it.
Yeah.
And I think this one wasn't this, she didn't write who it was by.
That's a fabric by Stephanie,
That's who it was.
right? Yeah.
Fabric by Stephanie, 40 count chocolate milk.
That's looking a lot golder.
It is.
It's a little more brown than gold from what
see.
it's showing on the camera.
Yeah, it's a lot more, it's closer to the Chantilly.
Yeah, those tones than a gold.
And then this one is another Lakeside maple syrup. And this one's also lighter.
Yeah, but it also has kind of a pinkish tinge to it.
It's very pretty.
Yeah.
So that was my haul from Shepherd's Bush, and it was a fun day.
Yeah, it was everything I had hoped for. It really was. I did take a lot of videos. I never did do the country sampler video yet, but I will put that in a separate video, the footage from Shepherd's Bush, because it really is floor to ceiling models, and you cannot get it all there. Ceiling
is not
high
8
ceilings.
feet or 9 feet. It's like 15 feet probably.
Yeah, so I couldn't get it all, but I got quite a bit. So.
And then, shall I?
Oh yes, share those, definitely.
And then I got to meet Wendy Petrus.
Petrus. Yeah.
Wendy Petrus came over on Thursday, and we had a stitching day with her and Jan's friend Becky. And she brought patterns. So this is one of her new ones, Hannah's Little Sampler.
And I think this one is just getting to the distributor. And, well, actually, no, she sent it to shops first. So it's getting to shops that order directly from her and then to the distributor. Okay. So it's slowly making its way out into the world.
I'm looking forward to stitching this. It's really cute.
So this is Wendy's new series for the next year, where she's going to take motifs from the different samplers she has reproduced and make these smaller samplers with them, these smaller pieces. And I think that's just a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's so clever.
And then another one, Home Sweet Home Quaker, which I think is just darling.
So pretty.
It's so cute.
Another one of her Quaker series, which is she's so good at. So okay.
That's my haul.
All right, so let me start with the shepherd's bush. Let me start with the shepherd's bush. And like Wendy said, a lot of this is going to be duplicated.
I said, yeah. Wait.
Yeah, what did I say?
Wendy
on the brain.
Yep.
Okay, we'll just see what that was. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so again, like Maria, I got the thread keep and corner gauge. And I don't know did you read what's around the outside of this?
I did not.
Okay, let me see if I can read it without my glasses. Where does it start? I'm going to put my glasses on.
I did not, because mine was still in the plastic.
Yeah. Okay. Touches of silk and linen, whispers of dried flowers and potpourris in an old blacksmith shop. That's cool. Beneath the Wasatch Mountains lies Shepherd's Bush. Isn't that cool? And of course, the pictures are so Shepherd's Bush.
Very.
So, yeah, I'm thrilled to have that. I also got the needles that Maria suggested. They are Mary Arden. I've never used these, I don't believe. So we got some new needles to try. And I got a thread keep. I don't use these very often, so I'm not sure why I got it, but it's because
I know why.
it has a sheep on it. You'll notice we're in my sheep room. I
Yep.
have a few of my little sheep pieces up there. So, got that. So these over-dyed flosses here, look how nicely they tie them up in a ribbon. Whoops, how sweet is that whenever you buy floss. So, thank you, Maria. Things are falling all over the place. So these ones are the over-dyed flosses to go with the Vicky Clayton silk from my new Antonia, the new sampler, old sampler that I'm
Right.
reproducing. And then I got a bunch of gold leaf. Now, I think I mentioned in my last video the Bothy's Thread 12 Days of Christmas that I'll be starting on Thanksgiving with Carolyn. It has, I'm doing it over one. It is a full kit. It has the Ada and then all the thread. And it has a bunch of metallic floss because there's a bunch of, I didn't bring it over here, but there's a bunch of metallic in it. But doing over one on a 25 count Lugana, that would not work. So I wanted to find a bright gold to use instead of that metallic thread. And I didn't have the faintest idea how much I need, so I got 4 skeins of the gold leaf by Gentle Arts. Now, it's funny, when we were checking out it was Terry that was checking us out, and she's like, you two like your gold leaf. So we had to explain the method to our madness here. Okay, charts. I got the Chessie and Me, along with the Drawn Threads Christmas cards. I got the Chessie and Me Christmas Blessing, right? Is that what that is? Christmas Blessings. I got the French Woolens, which the more I think of it, the more I probably have a duplicate of. This one is called, it's another Chessie and Me. This one is called Shepherd's Christmas. And there was a model for this kind of tucked behind everything, but we spied it. And Terry actually said that this was done by Chessie and Me as a design for one of their retreats,
Right,
I believe.
right.
So, and of course, look at all those sheep. And it is the Oh Holy Night type of thing. It says, over us will shine a star, sending its gleam of hope to the world. And this is an older one. This is from, if I can get to I'm not going to be able to get to, can you see if you can move that out of the way for me? And then I got Shakespeare's Peddler, Jenny Bean's Christmas Sampler. I have seen this on and off over the past few years, and I've always thought it was so pretty, so I finally got it. And then there's definitely a Christmas theme. It doesn't say? Okay. There's definitely a Christmas theme to what I got. This one is by You and I and Friends. It's called Christmas Sampler. That picture is really small. It's like a spot motif sampler with Christmas.
And it's a really bad picture.
It's a really bad picture, but it was such a cute model.
It was.
So there you go. All right. Fabric I got there.
A trend.
A trend. This is 40 count, the chocolate milk. Fabrics by Stephanie. Now, I will say I have not stitched. No, none of these renditions are really close. I've not stitched on Fabrics by Stephanie. I don't own any of Fabrics by Stephanie yet, and I'm glad to have fixed that lack in my stash. Lakeside Linens Maple Sugar, 40 count.
Still not sure.
Yeah, a little bit lighter than what this is, but it's close to the
That's not
color.
bad, yeah.
And then I got straw, Weeks Dye Works straw, 46 count. I'm not going to open this up. And I do have some straw. I'm actually stitching the Smith sampler on straw. It's a totally different color than this. This is much golder than what I had before. And of course it wasn't 46 count, so I decided to get that. So that is that. And then
Which one are you looking for?
the other fabrics that I got.
Oh, I'm holding them.
Oh dear God.
I remember you were going to drop them.
I
and
know,
it's like,
I know.
I'll hold them for you.
All right. So next stash enhancement is outside of the Shepherd's Bush stash enhancement. Let's pull all these out. So first and foremost, Nan Lewis of Threadworks Primitive has a new design out, Christmas blocks. And if you have been with me for a while, you know that I love designs with blocks in them. There's something about the orderliness of the blocks that just appeals to me. So I got that one. And while I was there, I have had several of hers as favorites on Etsy. So I went ahead and got those as well. Painted thread sampler. And this one is mostly about that vase of flowers in the middle. But again, it has like blocks, rectangles. You know? My brain works in mysterious ways. And then this one I absolutely adore. Stroll around the garden. I love those diamond shapes. That's basically full coverage on those diamond shapes, and then all the colors, the flowers, the vines. So that is called Stroll Around the Garden, Threadworks Primitive. And these are all available on her Etsy shop, and I will try to remember to link that Etsy shop. So, isn't that gorgeous?
That's pretty.
So
That's
pretty.
really pretty.
I almost started that last week. One of the problems while I was waiting for all this fabric to come in so I could start my work stitching is I was tempted to start other things, but I decided to concentrate on the black sampler, the black pomegranate, and patchwork and farewell to anger, work on some of the ones that I still have. So, in the quest to get the right color fabric, actually this came. Where did this come from?
I don't know. Which one is this?
That's the affogato. Where did I get that?
Didn't it come
Oh,
with
it came,
these two?
yes, it came from Fat Quarter Shop. Yeah. Okay, so in my quest, I shopped at Hobby House, and I did not, again, 2 + 2 = 4, I did not put 2 and 2 together, realizing that after their retreat with Nicola Parkman and others, that there would be a rush on people ordering stuff that was released during that retreat. So I placed my order and waited because, of course, they were inundated with orders that they needed to ship. When they finally were able to ship, I had ordered some Regency by Seraphim Fabrics. That was out of stock, so I wasn't able to get that. But what I did get from them was some 40 count old mushroom by XU Design. And I at this point I've already picked, what I'm using for these pieces. So this is 40 count old mushroom, and the modeling in this is like
Really pretty.
subtle,
Yeah.
but really pretty. I think I might need more of this at some point. And
Really
this
pretty.
also has like a very faint pinkish, it's definitely a brown,
Yeah, but
but
there's a
it
hint.
leans a little bit pink. So I got that from Hobby House. And then this is 45 count scriptorium by Legacy Linens. And this is very interesting. I don't know whether you can see, it almost looks like it has a yellow cast. I'm gonna hand these to you because they're sliding off again.
Yeah.
It's a very rustic looking. It looked gray to me on the site, but can you see that it's very kind of rustic is the word. It strikes me as a light raw linen with different, like there's lighter and darker weavings in it. I think it's beautiful. I don't know what it's
Little
going to use it.
speckles almost if
Yeah.
you're into yarn.
Yeah. So that is scriptorium. Oh, thank you, dear. I got, then I ordered off of Fat Quarter Shop because I knew, it struck me that I had done really bad timing to order from Hobby House if I wanted something quickly. So I went to Fat Quarter Shop, and it seems to me I am missing one of the fabrics I got from there. I thought I got 3, but I might have taken one out of my cart. Who knows? Affogato by Fiber on a Whim. This is a 40 count. And this is actually what I have chosen to stitch my next Antonia on. So that is that. And then Paper Bark by Fox and Rabbit. And I was hoping that this would work, but it's a little too white.
Yeah, it's too light.
The fabric for Antonia needs to be more of a yellow cream. So, nice big piece of that though. I also got the last in the Into the Woods series. I was on auto ship from Acorns and Threads. So I got the last in that series. And then I am in the club, in the Threads of History Club at Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin, and they sent out the next item in that, and it is Mary Hill, 1854 by Needlework Press.
I like how they kit it all.
Yeah, they do
really
such
pretty.
a cool job when they kit things up with the fabric and the threads.
It's really pretty.
But this is a very interesting. I love that deer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is most of it. I do have one other big item to show you. I got another sampler. It's huge.
I'm gonna move out of the way. I'll help
You don't want to
hold
be.
it.
You don't want to be.
I don't want to be whacked
by
in it
this.
with it.
So I don't even know if this is showing. Let me stand up. Yeah, it is. We have to lift it up some. Okay, so this is a Mexican sampler. This, yeah, it's a Mexican sampler. I've wanted a Mexican sampler for a while. You can see all the different bands and all the different colors. That's kind of a trademark of the Mexican sampler. There's some Bargello up here. This is very interesting because there are parts of it that are upside down, depending on how you hold it. This is actually, the hanger is down here on the bottom,
Right.
so the way it was hung, it is upside down. But you can see there's,
You have to pull it.
okay, there's a couple birds here on what looks like a fountain. There's, move over a little bit. There's in the center here, I don't know what this is, whether it's supposed to be a mermaid with two birds. There's two birds down here. There's two birds here. There's birds here that are sideways. So these birds are upside down holding it this way. Now we're going to lower it a little bit and move it. Yeah, there's I think it's a goat here and a bird here. And then we're going to move it over. There's two squirrels here that are upside down. So this is very interesting. I am going to chart it as it is. So some of it will be upside down, depending on how you want to hang it.
It's really cool looking. And the colors are really interesting.
And it is stitched in wool, so the wool doesn't lose the colors quite as much as like silk or cotton does. I don't know when I will get to charting that.
Don't sit down.
Sometime next year. So yeah, that's I think pretty much everything. Right? We don't have anything else laying around us, so
Just your knitting.
oh, my knitting.
Just all your
you
yarn.
talk about
Oh.
your knitting. I'm going to get what I'm going to knit down and finish.
Let's see. I also do a YouTube video. I know some of y'all know that, but I had shown a sock that I had started, and I was working on it in a different pattern. I got most of the leg done, decided I didn't like it, so I ripped it out and redid it. This is Night Owl Fibers. Don't ask me the colorway. I smell snow, I think.
Huh.
And I used a shadow wrap heel.
And it's a self-striping
It
yarn,
is a
right?
self-striping yarn.
Which is cool.
And so this one's a contrast heel, and then I just went all the way down. So I started this and finished this one. And then since I've been here, let's see, Saturday, I restarted it. I'm now at the heel.
And we knit on the way down and back to Shepherd's Bush.
Yeah, I can't cross stitch in the car. It's too bumpy. But yeah,
Oh, so you are at the heel.
I'm at the heel.
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
I'm doing the heel now, and again doing the shadow wrap. This is Denise Earth Tones Girls pattern on Ravelry, Sock Exploration, I believe.
And what size needles are you using?
I believe it's a 2.25.
Little tiny
Yep.
for socks.
And typically I will use a 9-inch circular, but when I'm doing the heel and the toe, and when I first cast on, I'll use a
Magic loop.
thank you, Magic Loop brand.
Very cool.
Or just DPNs, but
Yeah.
most of the time just Magic Loop.
DPNs are like evil.
Yeah, yeah.
They
Can
cause
be,
a lot of swear words in
And
my life.
And I brought this little bag.
Did you make that?
I did actually.
That's very sweet.
So,
That's pretty fabric.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Ship fabric.
Nautical. Very pretty.
So,
So, since I finished Ben's Afghan, I hadn't really picked up anything. I am working on a strip for a blanket for a friend in Sarasota, but I hadn't picked up anything major. So I decided, I had known in the back of my mind, once I got the blanket out of the way, that some point this winter, I wanted to get back to a sweater that I had been working on. Now even in the middle of a row here,
oh goodness.
girl. My plan for my knitting, I'm going to talk to you about my plan for my knitting and then my plan for my whips, which is something Maria and I have been discussing this week. I have a shelf full of knitting whips up here, and what I planned on doing over time is a whip, a new project, a whip, a new project. So, new project, Ben's Afghan, whip. I'm going back to a sweater that I started, I'm pretty sure, in Sarasota.
Need some help.
I looked on in my Knit Companion, and unfortunately, actually, let's turn it around. Unfortunately, the pattern is no longer in Knit Companion. This has never happened to me before, because in Knit Companion, it's an app, right? Everything stays right where I left it the last time I opened that pattern, so I know where I've left off. It's not there. I don't know what happened. I don't ever recall a point when Knit Companion crashed, but you know, it's been a number of years since I worked on it. So this is a cardigan. I'm going to turn it around again. I don't know for sure, so one of the things that I'm going to be doing is looking at the pattern and trying to figure out where in the world I am. I'm going to give you that side. I'm going to have you hold this like this and hold it like this. So it goes something like this.
Something like that.
This is actually by a designer named Dando Yumiko Alexander. She also is a yarn creator. I don't think she actually dyes her yarn, but she works mostly in, these are some of my signatures in here. She works mostly in linen threads, and she makes a type of paper yarn. And so her designs, she lives in California. So as if that explains everything.
Right,
she
right.
lives where it's warm. So her designs are meant to be more lightweight in the linen and have more drape and flow. I am actually working this, let's see what this is. Oh, Anzola. Anzola Cricket. Beautiful, beautiful
It's
yarn.
very pretty.
This is the colorway, it just says a dye lot number, 20614. This is a mixture of, colorway cocoa. It's 10% cashmere, 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere and nylon. So this won't have the same drape and flow to it as what the original was intended, but for my weather, it's going to be perfect. So this I will be taking with me to Phoenix to try and puzzle out where I am in the pattern. I don't have a whole lot more to do on that. I will need to, it looks like I'm finishing off an area around the sleeve opening, and then I'll be picking up stitches and knitting the sleeves. And then I probably have like a band to do for the neckline in front, and then put the buttons on. So that, if I can find some time to do it, that will be that. Whips. So Maria made the comment And Becky did too, as a matter of fact. Becky's comment was actually, you have a lot of project bags. Because I have them in these cubbies over in my stitching room. You know, the 12 by 12 cubbies all lined up, and there's stacked 4 tall. And it's full. You have a lot of project
not
bags.
Full. I've seen more full.
Okay.
So there's that. But
Yeah.
yes.
And I said to Becky, those are all projects, and I said projects in, in progress. And she's like, of course they are.
She would have had a panic attack if they were hers.
So I was talking to Maria, and like we mentioned, the linen and threads stitch
Yes,
along, the
yes.
one with the peacock in the center.
Mhm.
I've gotten the peacock done, and I have some, I think, of the border
done.
around it,
Yeah.
but not much. So that one, I may cut out the peacock and make that a small. But I think I'm going to seriously go through my whips at some point, and I may do a video. I may not. It's going to take a long time. I have probably 100 over there. But I'm going to go through and seriously weed out and look at the ones, because I know there are ones in there that I have no interest in stitching anymore. And what I'm going to do, and this is why I say I probably will do a video, what I'm going to do is there will be ones that I will say, who's interested in stitching this? I want to get rid of it, and I will
Right.
give it to somebody. Not
Right.
with a project bag. The project bag stays with me. The problem is that if it's a PDF pattern, I can't do that
Right.
because I can't give away a PDF.
Correct. And that's okay.
Yeah.
They can still access it.
Yeah.
Get a new pattern.
Yeah, or I have enough paper patterns over there, I'm sure that, it's not like I won't have anything to work with. But anyways, I need to whittle down those whips and just move on.
I'm the same way. I don't have quite as many whips as she does, but there are definitely some that don't speak to me like they did when I first started them, and I'm ready for them to go away.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them are ones like I started during one of the manias.
Yes.
And you just
yes.
start, and then it's
Right.
like, yeah, I'm just not into
I'm over that.
I am over that. Yes. So I think that will happen later in December. So
I'm not sure yet when that'll happen for me.
Yeah, and I will put a little caveat in here that it will be open to international stitchers if you're willing to pay shipping.
That makes sense.
I'm not doing a Christmas extravaganza this year. I can't afford to. The amount of money I paid on shipping just put a hole in my heart, not to mention my bank account. And I don't have time to do a video every day at this point.
Right now.
So anyway, look around again. All of our piles are taken care of. I think that is all.
Is that it?
Are you sure you have to go home tomorrow?
I really kind of need to go home.
Yeah. I think
I
your
have
husband
stuff I
is,
need to
yeah,
do,
I
so.
think your husband is ready for you to be home.
Yeah.
All right,
And
guys.
as
Go
much
ahead.
fun as I've had, yes, I
You're
think.
ready to go home.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to maybe another time coming back up.
yeah.
So.
She was afraid, so she's been here a week. She was afraid that she would wear out her welcome. I told her she may be like, these people are boring, get me out of here.
No,
But-
actually, it's been very relaxing.
And
It's
that's
been
what I
very
wanted
nice.
for you, because
It's
you
been very
worked
nice.
hard on that collaboration,
Yeah,
and you needed to
been
have some
fun.
downtime. Although I did put you to work.
No, it's a different kind.
It's a
yeah.
good kind.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Oh, I forgot the angel card. Hold on. I always forget the angel card.
I know. I was going to ask her,
well,
did you
you
get your angel
should've.
card? But
Should've.
I got distracted too. But anyway, yeah, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with her and Mike and Nina and all the shenanigans we've gotten into.
We like our shenanigans.
We do.
All right, so this video's angel card still seems to have kind of an autumn feel to it. When people isolate themselves, don't give up on them. Always reach out and offer kindness.
Amen.
Do you know anybody that you need to reach out to?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, there's always people out there
Mhm.
that need it,
Yeah.
that call to you, and that you probably reach out right exactly when they
When
need
they
to hear
need to
from
hear from
somebody.
me, yeah.
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 All right, guys, that is all from us today. I hope you enjoyed that. I know I enjoyed it. It's so much different doing a video with somebody here to talk to instead of just talking to
fun.
myself.
It's much more relaxing.
It is. It is. I will talk to you soon. You guys take care. Bye-bye.